Yeah, good. Well, all right, everybody got me? It was a great day to be a Razorback, I can tell you that. And I'm excited to get back out on the field on Friday. We've just transitioned into our second quarter. Matter of fact, this is our championship Monday day. And so we introduce our second quarter, and it starts out with second quarter mat drills. Coaches ran, introduced it on Friday. Had it this morning, that's why we're all a little bit hoarse. But I've been very pleased with the second winter conditioning under Coach True and our strength staff. It's amazing to see the transformation from year one going through it the first time, and now to where these guys are coming out of the second winter conditioning. So excited to see that. There is a noticeable difference. There's a noticeable difference in their bodies and the conditioning. Obviously, the expectations, as you would expect in year two, and a noticeable difference in our culture, which was mandated and demanded by everybody in this building. You know, we're talking just briefly about culture and our program culture. We're at a next step in it. It's time to take the next step. And I talked briefly about this earlier, was that year one, you teach the culture, and you spend a lot of time teaching the culture. And I can talk all afternoon on culture because it's a belief that drives a behavior that produces a result. If you don't like the result you're getting, you might need to look at the behavior. And from the behavior to the belief. And so we've reverse engineered this, and this has been part of our of coaching and a part of my past for many years. And we are taking that next step. But it's not something you come in and you spend a short period of time on. It's something that's every day, it's every part of your day. And year one, you teach it and instill it and demand it and hold them accountable, hold your coaches accountable. And year two, you start the transformation into how to live the culture and to make it a habit. I want to build a program to last, something that is going to be very much a pride across this great state. And then to do that, there's got to be structures and a culture that has to be instilled and demanded. Team bonding, that's another thing that is really has been evident as we come into the second quarter, becoming a closer football team. That is something that I've been very impressed with. That's something that we talked about. Again, you know, you go through a coaching change and people are learning each other. It's really it's hard to do everything in a short period of time. And so one of the things we talked about as a staff is we have to become a closer team. And so we did that. So and are doing that currently. We were intentionally to make that a part of our everyday, from mandatory meals, breaking bread together, sitting down together. Had a recruit and his family in the other day, and they made reference to me. We went over to the Jones Center to eat breakfast, and they made reference to me of how really special it looked to see our entire team, or guys just basically occupying 2 full tables, sitting and eating and fellowshipping together. So that again, that's small, but again, it's a big deal as you build unity and build continuity. And so we've been very intentional with that, and understanding that's part of being a good teammate, is understanding your role and everyone's role. The other thing that I think has helped with this is the earn everything by everyone mentality, coming back and earning the logo that so many people have worked so hard to get and to wear and to be so prideful in, to earn it. And from coaches to trainers to water girls, water guys, equipment staff, everybody took the approach on, and to watch these guys earn it back, and to see guys like Cam Curl and Scooter tweeting out of, hey, make sure everybody comes to breakfast because we get points, and those points will get us earnest gear back. And so again, the accountability that encompasses with the earn everything mentality. As a staff, meeting with our staff on the emphasis of the second spring is there was really one thing that we wanted to come out of spring with and that is we want to become more fundamentally sound in all three phases: offense, defense, and special teams. And that's you know, I know that's a big net and it's a big umbrella, but it's in the grand scheme of things, what does fundamentally sound mean? That you've got to be able to execute and at a very high level the small things it's asked of you. Start with special teams. I'm excited. Barry Lunny is our special teams coordinator. I felt like that the continuity of our staff, while we may not have been able to do that in year one because there was a lot of moving parts, the continuity of our staff has allowed me to move Barry in that position. And I know it's a collective effort. All coaches will be involved in special teams, but Barry will be the point person. I think we'll be more efficient in some areas. Daniel DePrado joins us from the University of Colorado, which will serve as our analyst in special teams. He's got an incredible background. He comes from a coaching family. He's coached at a high level and has been successful everywhere he's been. So we're really excited about his energy and excited about what he brings to this not only our special teams unit, but to our program. And Jeff, he's a great man and got a great family. Again, his dad's a longtime coach, and so I'm excited about having that. A couple things, special teams, that I really want to talk about is we got to create a positive culture for being on special teams, and that's something that it's got to be instilled from me down, and so I'm excited about that these guys understanding the importance of playing special teams, and having that culture set in this program that this is the end thing to be a part of. Establish our core fundamentals in all phases of our special teams. Again, there's the buzzword again, and so while we may not be doing just full onset of for example, a true kickoff, we're going to work the fundamentals of the actual kickoff or the kickoff return. So that's just one small example of what we're going to do. Defensively, I know you had a chance to meet Kenny Ingram. First of all, a great man, a great family that brings far more to this program than just a football coach. And he fits us, he fits our culture, he fits what we need, and I'm excited about his background. I'm excited about his positiveness and the energy that he brings in this program. A former high school coach, a legendary high school coach in the Memphis area, which is part of our footprint, and will be a genuine asset to us in recruiting. And we all know the quality and the players that come out of the Memphis area. I played for Coach Caldwell, so there was a connection there, which is key. I'm excited about him, and then I'm really excited about how he's planning on developing his players both on and off the field. That's critical. And so, we're bringing back a core group defensively. I'm really excited about. Obviously, we know Scuda and what he's brought to our defense. Sosa, Cam Curl, TJ Smith, which has been an absolute phenomenal leader coming through winter conditioning. He and Scuda and Sosa have really stood out. Cam Curl has taken his experience and knowledge in my time around him since we've been back, and then tie that in with a talented group of young guys that maybe played a little bit, but man, this is their opportunity. And when you look at Joe Fouché, Miles Mason, Bumper Poole, Ladarius Bishop, and Jaquez McQuillan, guys that we feel like that are going to come in and have a really sound year, but we got to have a great spring out of these guys. So challenging these young guys. We know the early enrollees. Eric Gregory has been very much a standout in watching him, and obviously he brings such a physical presence. Mateo Soli has done a really good job adapting and moves well. Zach Williams is another one that is going through and got here in January and has really stepped in and picked up and is everything we expect of him, is all these guys. Two guys I also want to mention that I anticipate these guys coming in and having an immediate impact is Devin Bush and Greg Brooks. These are two guys that are quick, have been very impressive through our mat drills. So I'm excited defensively. I know Coach Chavis, again, we talked just strictly about we've got to become fundamentally sound defensively. And so before we can add all this stuff, we're spending a lot of time this spring on just the intricate details of mastering that position, your position. So offensively, as we've mentioned, we've got to create and expand on our offensive identity. I know Coach Craddock probably talked a little bit to y'all last week about that. It's something that I'm very passionate about. We got to get this offense right. We're going to get this offense right. And we weren't as productive in any way, shape, form, or fashion that was up to our standard last year. And so I expect that to be a major emphasis, getting back to just our identity. Having Ben Hicks here is going to help us.